Welcome back, guys, to the course on Guide to Computer Forensics and Investigation. Today, as part of the lab exercises, we'll be using a software called ProDiscover Basic. Now, it's a free version of the software which came with the book. In order to understand the software, just keep in mind that we have already covered OS Forensics and FTK Imager. You can find the videos of those two softwares as well on our channel. Now today we'll be using this software to image a hard drive, which is almost similar to the OS Forensics and FTK Imager, but we are just going through all the best known softwares which are required for forensics analysis or for digital investigation. Now once you'll start the program, you'll be asked to enter the project number. So we are entering it as project number 1 and project file name as USB Forensics. So we are going to conduct a forensics analysis of a USB drive, and you can write the same description over here. Now in next tab, if you have any saved project already in the format of ProDiscover Basic, you can import it, or if you were working on any other project earlier, you can open it from the recent projects. So since it's a new project, we'll press OK and create a project for this. Now keep in mind that we are conducting an analysis on a thumb drive which is of 1 GB only. Just to repeat it again, that once the image is created, it would consume round about 1 GB of space on the storage medium, either if you're saving it on C or D drive. So make sure that you have at least 1 GB of storage free available on any of those partitions wherever you are going to store it. Now in case in your virtual machines on the computers in the student labs you don't have enough space available, or you cannot connect the USB with the computer or with the virtual machine, you can resize the data drive to 2 GB or 1 GB so that you can easily create an image of it on the C drive. Whenever you are conducting an investigative analysis of a drive, always the image of that drive would be saved to the other drive so that we can have the exact image of it. Now since in the lab environment maybe you won't have much space available on the computer, or maybe you won't be able to connect the USB drives to the computer, in that case you can reduce the size of the D drive, because as you can see here on C drive we have operating system of 18 GB. So if you are going to image the D drive of 12 GB, the space won't be enough on the C drive. Practically speaking, whenever we are conducting an investigative analysis, we never alter anything on the evidence disk, because we want to secure the evidence on the drive. Just for the teaching purposes, we'll try to reduce the volume over here first. We'll shrink the volume and then define it as we want to have round about 2 GB of free storage on the drive which we want to image actually. Or let's try to have only 1.2 GB of storage available on the D drive. So let's shrink the volume, and as you can see now we have D drive of 1.2 GB only. You can create an image of it if you want to. So as you can see, we have already created a project called USB Forensics. So whenever you want to start a project, you'll have to name it first, so that whatever we'll do or whatever we'll try to find the evidence on the target drive, it would save it on the target location where we want to save it. Now you can capture the image by clicking this button, or you'll click on Actions and click Capture Image. Now it would ask that which partition you would like to create an image of. First of all, the memory, BIOS, or the source drive of 1 GB. Since that's the one which is appearing over here, we'll select it, and then we'll select the destination of it as the local path, and I'll create a folder on the desktop for ProDiscover Basic, and we'll call it a USB image, and you can see that it would support all these formats. Click Save. You can even select the format for Linux style or ProDiscover, which is recommended. The second option which is appearing over here is Split. Now a split option tells you that you can split the size of the image that you are creating. In case if you have a bigger partition and you want to shift those image files from one disk to another, it would be easier if you have small chunks or segments of the file. So if you want, you can segment them, but since our drive is only of 1 GB, there is no reason to split it. Okay, so we'll keep the basic settings as it is. Now if you have a shadow volume, which is a kind of a RAID setup, you can select, but since we don't have anything, we'll leave it. We'll write the name of the technician like Mr. XYZ, and then the image number is 001, and we'll say USB forensics here as well. If you want to compress the file, you can click on the button over here, but mind it that the compression would take time, and if you want, you can have the compression on, but as part of the practice and the policies, we don't compress the files because we want them in the actual format. If you want to set up a password on the image, you can create it by entering the password over here. Once that's done, you'll press OK, and it would start creating the image. Here you can see the actual size of the partition and the process how it's creating the image of it. You can check the progress over here. It's saying that almost it would take around about 3 minutes, and with MD5 check remaining. If you want to stop the process, you can click on this stop button and it would stop the process. Let's wait till it would finish imaging the drive. Okay, so image is created now. Now we need to mount the image. So for that, we'll click on the image file and we'll select the image that we have created, and it would mount it at this location. Now keep in mind one thing, that wherever you'll see a red cross sign on it, it means that there was a file which was deleted from it, and we can recover those files as well. Further, it's giving all the relevant details about the attributes, whether it was deleted or not, the created date stamp, modified access date, and the folder path of it. You can further expand it and see the contents of it. If you are clicking on an individual file, you can see some basic information about it. Further, if you want to recover a specific file, for example this one, you will write a comment over here that evidence found. Press OK, right click on it, and you can view it. You can copy the file, you can copy the selected, you can even check the cluster number of it where it appeared. You'll have different clipboard, or you can even copy the file, and it would ask you where you would like to save. Simply click save and it would save it over there. So all these files with a cross mark shows that these files were there which were deleted, and you can recover these files. Now next is, if we want to add any disks over here, you can select it from the list. If you want to see the image files which are connected over here, it would even tell you the unused space, used space, and the boot sector. So the boot sector is in dark green color, you can check it. Unused space is the blue area over here, and it's giving the hexadecimal characters of it, so you can check the contents on the hard drive. Now registry value, if it would have captured it, you can even see the events viewer. If there were certain items which were available in the history of Internet Explorer, they'll be here, and you'll be able even be able to see the contents of the log file. Since the content of our log file was empty because there were no errors in it, so we are not able to see it. If you are creating an image of a C drive, you must be able to see the registry values and rest of the things. Now if you want to conduct certain searches over here, you can click on search, and you can search the content or cluster search, registry search, internet history search, or even the events. So if we want to select for example content search, and we'll write here ProDiscover and see if it's able to find anything in that. There is nothing found. Now you'll do the same thing for cluster and for registry and events. Once everything is done, you can save it and generate a report of it. Save the project, and once you click on report, it would generate a report showing the project name, the technician name and other details, the time zone, plus the volume number and the name of the USB that we imaged initially, the disk, interest, and the basic information that or basic forensics analysis that we conducted using the software. That's pretty much about the software. It gives you the basic information and the way you can recover and view the contents of it. Once the image is created, now you'll work on the image rather than working on the original disk. That's it for today. Thank you very much.